The city solicitor is Ashtabula's top legal expert and therefore should have impeccable credentials. Do you feel you live up to that, Mr. Franklin?
I believe I do. I practiced law in Ashtabula County for 30 years. I'm admitted to practice to the Supreme Court of Ohio, the Federal District for the Northern District of Ohio, and the U.S. Supreme Court. I've tried hundreds of cases. I've tried dozens of criminal cases and to a jury, and hundreds of criminal cases to judges. I've advised townships. I've advised boards. I've sat on community boards. I've donated my time. I'm very heavily invested in the area as a businessman and as a property owner, and I believe all of those credentials bring me to the point where I would hope you would be supportive of me continuing as your city solicitor.
Mr. Simon.
Thank you. Most attorneys, as Mr. Franklin practice before the Supreme Court of Ohio, the federal district courts, and of course the various lower state courts. We all belong to the same organization, Ohio Bar Association, American Bar Association, Ashtabula County Bar Association, things of that nature. I've been practicing for over 30 years, continuously. I think my record speaks for itself for the city. There's the last 4 years, under the leadership of Kanagawa and Franklin, this city, the legal leadership and otherwise have been dismal. And if anyone can say that they're better off today than they were 4 years ago, then again, I encourage them. Keep Mr. Franklin in office, keep Mr. Kanagawa in office. They ran as a team, they exist as a team. Mr. Franklin gives Mr. Kanagawa legal license not to plow the streets, gives him legal license to do whatever Mr. Kanagawa wants to do, and the city's dying, folks. The light at the end of the tunnel is flickering, and we need to do something to change it, and we need to change the administration.
Do you consider a city solicitor owning a bar or a nightclub in city limits a conflict of interest, Mr. Simon?
No, again, everyone knows that my wife owned a bar down in the Bridge Street area. It was a wonderful place. It was a wonderful establishment. I sold that probably 2005 or 2006. It's been gone now for several years. Could there be problems? Sure, there could be problems. Were there problems? There were no problems. It's a legal enterprise. Franklin himself and many of the lawyers and judges used to come to the LA Cafe at one time to have a good time there, and there were no problems. So there could be conflicts depending on who's running and how you operate it.
Mr. Franklin.
I think there can be a problem when a bar operated by the solicitor becomes a hotbed of crime and drugs. When the head of the Ohio Liquor Commission is calling it a drug bar, then I think there's a problem.